In November 2006, Nintendo unleashed its 7th generation console, codenamed Revolution, on the world as the Nintendo Wii. Featuring innovative motion controls and with a focus firmly on the casual gamer, the Wii would surprise many in the industry by comprehensively outselling its competition. Despite being difficult to even buy for the first couple of years, the Wii seemed to fall from favour quite quickly. Software add-on sales were poor, and after growing tired of Wii Sports, a lot of casual gamers seemed to regard the console as a dust gatherer. Today it is viewed with some scorn by self-labelled hardcore gamers, and the general consensus is that outside of Nintendo's first-party titles, there are few games worth playing. Hello everyone, I'm GamerSci, and here are 5 third-party Wii games that are totally worth your time.
Fun for all the family, only on Wii.
Just to say, these aren't the only 5 great third-party games. They probably aren't even the best 5 third-party games. In fact, some of these games weren't even that well reviewed by critics. However, these are my first 5 choices.
This is Sideswipe. I'm close to the edge. I'll start search and rescue.
Thank you, Sideswipe. And keep your optics sharp. The Decepticons are sure to be close at hand.
Number 5, Transformers Cybertron Heroes. Now I love the Transformers, and I love High Moon's Transformer games on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. The Wii didn't get those. Instead it received a game set in the same storyline, same art style, same universe, but with totally different gameplay. Transformers Cybertron Heroes received average to poor reviews at the time. In comparison to War for Cybertron and later on Fall of Cybertron, I can see why, but to appreciate Cybertron Heroes you need to see it as its own game. It's split between on-rail light gun shooters and driving shooting arcade sections. I can best describe the gameplay as Time Crisis meets Spy Hunter. It's not perfect and it's a little easy, but it looks and sounds great. The acting fits right in, and it's good to have another chapter to the fantastic story the other Cybertron games have invented. It's cheap, it's easily findable, and it's well worth playing to any Transformers fans. Really. Ignore the reviews, give it a go. Number 4, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Crystal Bearers. The other Final Fantasy. The Wii has a few entries into the series, the other Crystal Chronicles being the more traditional Echoes of Time, which by the way is also worth a look. For a Final Fantasy game it's very action-centric, it's very cinematic with mini-games breaking up the exploration and combat. It has a good story, fun characters and great visuals. Makes this another fine RPG in the series. I can see this one in future developing a bit of a cult following and increasing in demand. Again, check it out, it's available very cheap. The visuals are above average for a Wii game. The sound and acting great. Check it out, I don't think you'll be disappointed. Number 3, Dead Space Extraction. Another major franchise where the Wii got a light gun spin-off. This is the prequel to the original Dead Space. It's set at the same time as the Dead Space animated film and follows the events leading up to the first game, with the colony descending into infection and madness. It's an on-rails shooter, but it allows players more interaction. You can look around and choose what to interact with, you can control your gun and melee attacks, as well as using telekinesis to interact, and stasis to slow down enemies and hazards. It's well acted, it has an interesting and very dark plot, and uses cinematic camera and sound to build up the tension. It's a worthy addition to the Dead Space franchise, and a surprisingly mature title for the Wii.
Things are pretty bad right now.
No. I mean, did you hear? Some unitologists just killed themselves in Union Square. There are pictures. It's horrible. Leon was there.
People are flipping out all over the colony. We've been attacked and Aiden went crazy. I killed him, Lex.
You... Sam?
If this is a joke, it ain't funny.
Number 2, Xenoblade Chronicles The second RPG on the list, and this one at least comes with a good reputation. It's a very good looking and fun game that gained notoriety due to its scarceness. There was hell on over the pond when GameStop imported an exclusive batch of the game, only to open each one so they could sell as used and ignore the RRP. I thought I'd missed my chance until Argos must have found a case of the special editions and they sold them off cheaply. It's a real-time game with time-based actions. The voice acting has that typical Japanese to English cheese that I find fits the style, and the techno-magic setting has been done before, but rarely this well. The game can seem tough at first until you realise that there's usually, if an opponent seems overpowered, you need to grind a bit to level up or learn the opponent's skills. There's a reason this game is so highly rated, which is a shame that so few Wii owners will ever have played it. Luckily it's not as rare as it once was thanks to Argos, but I can see this again being a game that will only increase in value, so go get one. And your number one, Tatsunoko vs Capcom Ultimate All-Stars. Released in 2010 to little fanfare, Tatsunoko vs Capcom quickly became not only one of my favourite fighters of that generation, but one of the best ever. Playing in a very similar style to Capcom's Marvel vs series, Tatsunoko vs Capcom mixes Capcom characters from games like Street Fighter, Dead Rising, Beautiful Joe, Mega Man and Darkstalkers with Japanese animation studio Tatsunoko. The relative obscurity of Tatsunoko in the West probably went some way to people missing out on this one upon its release, with only the Gatchaman characters being well known. It would have been nice to see the Western release name them by their Battle of the Planets and GeForce names. I'm sorry, Ken the Eagle and Yun the Swan will always be Mark and Princess to me. Tatsunoko vs Capcom was positively reviewed by critics and it has its hardcore fans, yet it's only in recent years that I've noticed people start talking about this game. Being the license with Tatsunoko expired in 2012, Capcom are currently unable to sell this game physically or digitally, so I'd recommend picking it up now. A great fighter with a pick up and play feel that also holds surprising depth. Mad Catz released an arcade stick to coincide with this game. It's probably one of the prettiest sticks out there and well worth picking up. A simple adapter allows its use with PC and PS3 too. So that's my first top 5 Wii games video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure you'll agree there's plenty more out there that I haven't even touched on. Which are your favourite Wii games, especially ones not created by Nintendo? What are your current thoughts on the Wii? Do you think it was a flash in the pan, or is there something more to it? Let us know. I'm GamerSci. Keep it hard.